The flicker of torchlight danced along the marble columns, casting long shadows across rows of scrolls stacked in quiet reverence. The scent of papyrus and aged ink mingled with the salty breeze from the nearby sea. In this moment, in the heart of ancient Alexandria, the library stood not merely as a repository of books, but as the beacon of the ancient world's quest for truth. And then came the fire. The exact moment is debated. Some say it was during Julius Caesar's siege in 48 BCE. Others blame later Roman emperors or invading caliphates. But one truth remains. The Library of Alexandria, once the most ambitious intellectual project of humanity, was consumed by forces lost to time. Whether flame, politics, or fear erased it, something far more important may have been lost with it: the blueprint of ancient knowledge, perhaps even something beyond human origin. Alexandria was no ordinary city. Founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BCE, it was strategically placed where the Nile met the Mediterranean, an ancient crossroads between Africa, Asia, and Europe. When Alexander died, his general Ptolemy took control, turning Alexandria into the intellectual capital of the Hellenistic world. Under the Ptolemies, the city swelled with ambition. Scholars, scribes, and philosophers poured in from across the known world. Greek, Egyptian, Persian, and Indian traditions collided and converged. And at the center of it all stood the Mausoleum, a temple to the Muses. Beside it, the Library of Alexandria, built not merely to house knowledge, but to collect all human knowledge. Their goal was total. Every scroll, every text, every whisper of wisdom from every culture. Ships docking at Alexandria's port were searched. Scrolls were seized, copied, and the originals often kept. It was said that over 400,000 scrolls once filled its shelves. The minds that roamed Alexandria's halls were legends in their own right. Eratosthenes calculated the Earth's circumference with uncanny accuracy. Hipparchus cataloged the stars and laid the foundations for trigonometry. Herophilus performed human dissections and mapped the nervous system long before modern medicine was born. But the library wasn't only a place of mainstream inquiry. It was rumored to house banned texts, suppressed theories, and ancient prophecies. Some whispered of scrolls recovered from Babylonian ziggurats, Atlantean myths transcribed in Greek, and Egyptian rites too dangerous to be read aloud. Was this simply a haven of intellectual curiosity, or something more? Could the library have preserved knowledge far older than any known civilization? Much of the library's mystery lies in what was never cataloged. Egypt itself had a vast written legacy long before the Greeks arrived. Temples like those at Dendera and Edfu held inscriptions speaking of skyboats, serpent lights, and gods from the stars. The library's scribes who translated Egyptian hieroglyphs into Greek may have unlocked access to a much older record, one passed down since the time of the pharaohs. These were not merely myths, but symbolic systems deeply connected to cosmic cycles and metaphysical knowledge. The Emerald Tablet, for instance, a core Hermetic text allegedly stored in Alexandria, spoke of as above, so below, and the transformation of matter. Was this just spiritual allegory, or encoded alchemical science? Some modern theorists argue that such writings hint at advanced understanding, possibly even technologies, that predated the library's founding by thousands of years. The destruction of the library is shrouded in confusion. Some accounts say it was accidentally burned during Caesar's siege, when Roman ships lit up the docks. Others say it decayed gradually through centuries of neglect and conquest. There are references to later destruction during the Christian purges of pagan knowledge, and later still during the Islamic conquest. But curiously, not all the scrolls vanished. Arab scholars like al-Kindi and Ibn al-Haytham claimed to work from texts that traced back to Alexandria. Some manuscripts even appeared in the House of Wisdom in Baghdad centuries later. How did they survive? Were they rescued? Smuggled out? Whispers persist that powerful scrolls were deliberately hidden or removed. Some suggest that Roman elites, or even secretive priesthoods, spirited away key volumes, fearing what they revealed. Knowledge that could reshape theology, or science, or both. In the 20th century, a new wave of fringe theorists emerged, suggesting that ancient civilizations were seeded or influenced by extraterrestrial beings. To them, the Library of Alexandria wasn't just a casualty of war. It was erased because it contained evidence. The claim? That deep within its scrolls were records of star beings, blueprints for impossible machines, and ancient maps of the solar system, accurate beyond ancient capabilities. One persistent legend tells of a scroll of Thoth, said to contain instructions for communicating with the divine or perhaps beings from the stars. None of these texts have surfaced, of course, but absence is not proof of non-existence, especially when dealing with a library purposefully dismantled over centuries. After the library's fall, something strange happened in Europe and the Near East. The sudden rise of secret societies and esoteric orders. Hermeticism, Rosicrucianism, and early alchemical schools all claimed roots in ancient Egyptian wisdom, knowledge said to have survived Alexandria's destruction. Many of these traditions reference the same mysterious figures: Hermes Trismegistus, the Emerald Tablet, or the secret teachings of the East. They spoke of transmutation, cosmic harmony, and divine technology, ideas once preserved in the library's vaults. Some believe these secret orders may have possessed fragments of Alexandria's lost scrolls, not enough to rebuild the library, but just enough to keep its most dangerous insights alive. Today, modern technology is attempting to do what ancient empires could not: rebuild the Library of Alexandria. In the 2000s, Egypt opened the Bibliotheca Alexandrina, an architectural marvel meant to rekindle the dream of universal knowledge. But unlike its predecessor, the modern version stores text digitally. Vast archives, scanned scrolls, ancient manuscripts, and contemporary data, all stored in clouds and hard drives. Artificial intelligence now scans, translates, and analyzes texts from across centuries and continents. Some researchers speculate that buried in these records could be fragments of Alexandria's original holdings, misfiled, renamed, or forgotten. Could AI one day decode a forgotten scroll, identify ancient star charts, or reassemble blueprints of lost technology? The loss of the library didn't just rob humanity of science. It disrupted centuries of potential cultural evolution. Imagine if Greek heliocentrism, Egyptian medicine, or Babylonian astronomical cycles had not been buried. The Renaissance might have arrived 1,000 years earlier. Some historians argue that the library's destruction set back human progress by centuries. Others claim that too much knowledge, too quickly, could have destabilized ancient power structures. In this light, the library becomes more than a place. It becomes a symbol of the eternal battle between enlightenment and control, between the urge to share truth and the fear of what that truth might unleash. There are rumors, persistent, if unverified, that scrolls from the library still exist, in hidden Vatican vaults, in sealed temple chambers beneath Egypt, in forgotten monasteries high in the Syrian mountains. One 9th century Arabic text claims a caravan once left Alexandria carrying 20 chests of scrolls destined for Persia. No record of their arrival exists. Some suggest that beneath the ruins of Alexandria itself, beneath layers of silt and stone, vaults still lie undisturbed, sealed chambers holding scrolls untouched for 2,000 years. Archaeological access is limited. Political instability hampers excavation, but the possibility lingers. What would happen if one of those scrolls surfaced today? The story of the Library of Alexandria is not a closed chapter. It's an unfinished manuscript. Its echoes resound in every modern archive, digital database, and university library. Its myth persists because the idea it embodied is eternal, that all knowledge, no matter how ancient or obscure, deserves preservation. Whether or not the library held alien secrets or suppressed technologies, it undeniably represented the height of ancient human curiosity. And perhaps that is its greatest mystery, that a place so dedicated to truth could vanish so completely, and yet leave behind such an enduring legend. In a world racing toward the future, we still yearn for the forgotten past, maybe because somewhere, deep down, we sense that the key to tomorrow may lie buried in yesterday's ashes. You've just explored another mystery with JB Animated Mysteries. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And turn on notifications so you never miss a story where facts and fiction collide. Until next time, the truth is out there. Keep looking.